So I asked my bird the question, Holmes, and the answer came back in the shape.
What's going on, guys? This is Martyrs Brigade 99, coming to you once again with another session of Hitman Absolution. Alright guys, we're back at it, and this will be another part of the Terminus Hotel video series. Basically, it is just the same, well actually much of the same material that we covered in the first part. Only difference is we will be able to collect the second reel, and we're going to try to do this suit only without being spotted. Alright, so we just did the same thing. We just gathered the shotgun and the evidence card. Actually, not the evidence card, but we just grabbed the evidence and the shotgun. Alright, we're going to wait until this guard is facing the Terminus maintenance staff, and we're going to go ahead and subdue this one. Now, main purpose for subduing him is basically to get his disguise, but since we have already satisfied the chameleon challenge, we don't need to do that. In addition to that, we already stated in the beginning that we're going for suit only. Right, so we're not going to be in a situation where we basically can walk freely without suspicion. So being cautious is our utmost priority. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to draw the guards' attention by throwing the radio, but unfortunately it was too far. Right, because if it's too far, you'll notice that it would not be no noise, right? There will be no hum, there will be no sound for alarm. So we're going to try plan B just by using the bottle, and we were successful with the bottle. Alright, just go ahead and draw the guards' attention, and actually we don't even have to do this. I mean, I'm just kind of beating up on all the guards basically. Right, because I mean it was sufficient enough for us to sneak past them. We could have went on ahead and went downstairs and proceeded on with the mission, but I mean, why not? Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stow him away in this closet. Alright, and the two guards are over there, but they're kind of staring out the window into the abyss, right? And Grandma's probably watching One Night to Live. Actually, it's not One Night to Live. I think it's like One Life to Live or something like that. I know my grandmother used to watch that when I was a youngin'. Alright, so we have another guard right here. We're going to go ahead and tighten him up for GP. And we are going to hope that none of the residents, you know, come into the bathroom, or that another guard or Terminus hotel staff come into the bathroom, because that would have caused some obvious suspicion. But we're good to go, right? So actually here's a second access point. You can go going upstairs, right, or going into the back room area. I know in the first part of the vid we went through the most direct route, which is basically following the Terminus staff. But basically, if you would have proceeded down the alleyway and turned right into the door, you just would have ended up in the laundry room. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and exit the hotel, and we are going to follow the same route that we covered in part 1. Alright, and obviously we're trespassing. We do not have the appropriate uniform. I'm going to go ahead and breeze by this dude. Take the wrench. And we don't need to do anything with this dude. Alright, we'll let him breathe.
You know that guy? Man, he's got some balls.
Alright, so let's go right on ahead over here, and actually, you know, they're just basically having a conversation about nothing, talking about another guy that is basically in a flooded pit, for which, I mean, we could have decided to electrocute him, but, I mean, we don't need to. Alright, so we went on ahead and sabotaged that electrical outlet. We're going to wait for the electrical guy to come on over. And as we discussed in part 1, ordinarily we would have probably, taken his disguise, but like I said before, we don't need to because we're going for suit only. Go ahead and ensure that you do not choke the guy out, do not break his neck. He only needs to be subdued, right? We don't need to kill him. Alright, so we just called the elevator. We're good to go. Now, here comes a guard. He's going to be coming with his flashlight. And as soon as the guard turns his back, we'll be ready to enter into the elevator and go on up to the 7th floor. Now, let's talk about something real quick. Let's talk about replay value, right? Because I know a lot of guys that, and actually I've kind of read a few of the comments, and 2 of the first uploads that I have for Hitman footage. And a lot of those guys say, listen dude, we're going straight to extreme or straight to purist. Well, I mean, me personally, the only reason why I'm not going straight to extreme or purist is because for the purposes of replay value. I mean, think about it. If I go straight to purist and I complete the game, I mean, is there any more challenge? There's no more challenge, right? Now, granted, they do have the contracts section, right, which is an online component, whereas wherein, according to what I have heard, you're basically competing against other people with regard to certain missions. I haven't experienced it yet, right? I haven't spoiled it. I haven't done anything with it. I'm just going to go ahead and complete the story before I go ahead and introduce myself into the contracts online competitive part. Alright, so there's the maid. We're going to go ahead and tighten her up. Now, ordinarily, we would have just disguised ourselves in the Terminus disguise, but like I said before, we're going for suit only. So basically, the main purpose for us coming in here is to get the movie reel, right? Because unfortunately, we were not able to get the movie reel in the first part. So, it is now available. We can go ahead and make an exit. Now, what I was saying with regard to replay value. Now, the way I see it, I'm playing this on normal, right? And I plan to complete the story mode. Now, once I complete it, from what I have read in the description, extreme and purist will be like ultra super difficult, right? So I really want to know how much of a help this is going to be with me completing the storyline and then going ahead and trying to complete it on extreme/purist, right? Because like I said before, I mean, if I complete this on my first attempt on purist, I mean, would I really pick it up and try to play it anymore? Probably not. So this is why I'm starting on normal, to try to increase the replay value of this game, at least the story mode. Alright, so we went on ahead and distracted him. We don't need to subdue him. We can just go ahead and walk past him, go through the window, and proceed on to the right. Alright, we're going to go up to the 8th floor, which is where our destination is. And we're going to try to complete the housekeeping or house cleaning challenge. Alright, we're going to go ahead and whisk past that door. And there's a high-speed enemy there. We're just going to go ahead and give him a Geronimo. And we get a good housekeeping, 2 of 11. So we have 9 to go. And basically, you don't have to wait for this guy. You could just go ahead right inside, subdue him, and ensure that you kind of offset his body somewhat behind the table. Because if it is out in the open, you will grab the attention of the next guard that will be coming into that area. But since we have a lot of time between us subduing him and the time that the next guard come in, I just went on ahead, decided to throw him out the window. So the next guard should be coming in through that door. And bingo, speak of the devil, he's there. Alright, so we're going to wait for him to get settled in. We're going to get behind him, right? Not to the side, get directly behind him and subdue him, right? We don't need to kill him because subduing him is sufficient. So he's good to go. We can go ahead and throw him out the window. And that looks like, what, 5 of 11? Alright, so 6 more to go. So he's swimming with the fishes. So we can go ahead and trace this wall and wait for the next guard to come, for which he is there. Now, ordinarily, you know, if we were to come through that window, you guys see that window straight across with the curtains blowing in the wind. If we were to come through that window, we could just wait for him there and yank him through the window. But since we're coming from this side, we can just go ahead and subdue him. After he's been subdued, you can actually put him in the closet right there in front of you, or you can go ahead and dump him out the window as well. What is that, 5 or 6 of 11? I can't even read. Alright, it's too small for me to see. Alright, and out the window he goes. Alright, and he's good to go. So we're going to go ahead and draw the attention of one of the guards in that next room. Once again, we're going to get behind the table. Wait for him to come out. Alright, and subdue this guy as well. Now, from what I have read, the AI is a lot more sensitive with regard to noticing movement, seeing things, etc. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, because I know normal mode, which is basically my initial exposure. I mean, you know, the AI, they're not all that. They're not all that. I mean, they're okay. I mean, I won't really knock them. I mean, some of the cases when I'm able to sneak past someone, it's kind of like, come on, dude. Even if you can't see them, you can kind of feel when someone is close to you. So I am really looking forward to completing the story mode. And actually, there's a piece of evidence right there. But yeah, like I was saying, I am really looking forward to completing story mode, so I can move on to either extreme or purist. And I'm trying to determine, you know, should I go to extreme first, or should I just go all the way out and go straight to the purest difficulty level, which is actually the highest level of difficulty. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take care of this guard. Now there's two things, you know, two ways that we could take care of him. Actually, there's a radio up on the mantle. We could turn on the radio to draw his attention. Or we could just, you guys see him right there. He's going to walk on over to an open window. And there's the radio. We could have opted to turn that on. Or we can subdue him and throw him out the window. Or we could have just waited until he leaned into the window and pushed him out of the window. Right? Either way is sufficient. Alright, so he's good to go. And actually, you know, I really don't even know why I'm doing this right here, because we have already taken care of that other guard. He was the one walking in the hallway, so I don't even know what I was thinking about at this point. Alright, so we're going through the window. And remember, guys, this would have been, oh, that's what it was. Inside job 1 of 2. And actually, I have to figure out what inside job 2 of 2 is. I think that's another route. Right now, I don't think I will dedicate another video just to show what the second inside job was. But I do know that it has something to do with getting to the top level through one of the windows, right? Alright, 9 of 11. 2 more and we're good to go. Tighten this Joe Blow up. Alright, he's good to go. And it's... Okay, now how did I go from 9 to 11? Who cares, right? As long as I satisfy the challenge, I'm good to go.
Oh shit.
Alright, now the guard has caught wind of our activity. So we're just going to stand by this door, wait for his arrival, and tighten him up. And luckily we weren't spotted before we were able to subdue him. Right, because in addition to going to the suit only, we were also trying to go without being spotted. So we got lucky. Alright, just a little maintenance. Put them away in the closet. Now, is this needed? No, it's really not necessary. I was just doing it. I don't really know what I was thinking at the time that I was playing it, but I mean, it's not really necessary. Alright, so let's kind of check out some of these challenges. Okay, so far we're at professional. But like I said before, at this point, we're not really concerned with the, with our rating at this point, because we're concentrating mostly on completing the challenges, right? And we're good to go. So we can go ahead and end this stage. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and pick the lock and proceed on to the end of this particular part. Alright guys, until next time, Martyrs Brigade is out.
Her name is